Hello, I'm Taku from Tokyo. Welcome to my video. Today, I'd like to talk about possible culture shock non-Japanese have in Japan. If you think about coming to Japan, you might wonder whether there's any strange part of Japan that could shock you and be worried about whether you may adapt to Japanese life. Some of them could have already lived in Japan and have some culture shock and wanted to check typical culture shock in Japan to relate to your experience. In this video, I'd like to explain typical culture shock in Japan which non-Japanese people could face, and hope you will recognize those in advance to fully prepare before coming to Japan, or you may relate to your experience. Before moving on to the topic, let me introduce myself. I'm Taku from Tokyo, Japan, born and raised here. I have experience living in New Zealand 1 year and China in 2 years. I'm now good at comparing the difference between Japanese culture and others. Okay, move on to the topic. First, be completely naked in public baths. If you come to Japan, some of you want to enjoy hot spring in Japan. However, you need to be completely naked inside the public bath area with strangers. We Japanese are all getting used to it, being naked there, but for non-Japanese, it could be embarrassing. Of course, males and females are separated, but if you really want to enjoy it, you may possibly choose to stay in a hotel where a private hot spring bath is available. Some rooms in a hotel include hot spring baths. It's a little more expensive than other normal rooms, but it is popular especially among the younger generations. Second, tip is not required to anywhere in Japan. If you stay in Japan, you could have the following situations. A housekeeping person in a hotel take care of you well. A waiter or waitress was customer friendly and provided good service. You don't need to give a tip in any cases. Usually, if Japanese people receive tip, they could be bewildered, or some of them could even reject receiving it. Their income was fully paid as per their wage systems, and most of them have a hospitality not for receiving tips. In contrast, many Japanese people don't have an idea of tip culture when they go to other countries. Put laptop on a table and go to restroom in public. If you go to a cafe, restaurant, or any place where you can have a seat in Japan, many Japanese put their belongings such as their bags and laptops and leave the place for a while. Most of Japanese consider that Japan is a safe country and no one imagines people steal their belongings. Some of them put their bags on public table on purpose to show that table is already occupied. You might be surprised to see this often happen in Japan. There are fewer Japanese people speaking English. If you go out and meet Japanese people in Japan, you may find there are fewer people speaking English. According to a survey in 2016 done by Rakuten, a famous Japanese e-commerce company, the person who was confident to speak English was only 8.7%. 1,000 people were surveyed at that time. It means that less than 10% of Japanese self-declared they were good at English. One of the reasons is that Japanese can have higher education and lucrative jobs, even if they don't speak English. I talked about the reason why Japanese are not good at English in a different video, and please refer to it if you're interested. Sleep in public. If you stay in Japan, you may find a lot of Japanese people sleeping in public places such as inside a train, on a bench, in a park. This could be because the Japanese believe Japan is an extremely safe country and no one steals their belongings even if sleeping. Also, Japanese tend to have long working hours compared to other countries, and a lot of Japanese cannot have enough sleep. So people often sleep inside public places. I also get used to sleep inside a train and getting used to wake up when it comes to destinations without using an alarm. It's amazing, isn't it? Japanese business people are cold. If you get on a train early in the morning on a weekday, you see a lot of Japanese people wearing black suits and they treat you coldly, such as never giving seat to elders or clicking their tongue easily if they are interrupted about something, such as interrupted to getting off from a train. Nevertheless, they have unfriendly faces. Usually, majority of Japanese are friendly to take care of non-Japanese people if you have any problem, but Japanese salarymen in rush hours are different. Japanese people often say what they aren't intended to say. Please don't trust what Japanese people literally say, because Japanese people's real intention is sometimes different. For example, when you suggest going to a certain restaurant or destination together, they usually make a positive response even though they are not willing to, and you possibly get confused about what on earth their true ideas are. Japanese people are rather scared of damaging their relationships by refusing directly other people's suggestions. You sometimes shouldn't trust what they say on the surface, but rather need to see their facial expressions sometimes, because facial expressions often don't tell a lie. In conclusion, in this video, I introduced culture shock in Japan, which non-Japanese could have when they come to Japan, and hope you understand and enjoy the stay in Japan. Thank you for watching this video till the end. If you like this video, hope you press good button and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.